Joining Egyptian television is Honorable Aba-dula Gemeda, Speaker of the House of People's Representatives of Ethiopia. Your Excellency, thank you so much for joining Egyptian television. Good to have you, sir.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to interview by your television.
Ethiopia and Egypt are bound by long and deeply rooted ties dating back to the early 25th century BCE, to the reign of 5th dynasty pharaoh Sahura, when ancient Egypt first traded with the land of Punt. Coptic Christianity was introduced into Ethiopia from Egypt in the 4th century. Modern diplomatic relations between both countries were established in 1927, and they are the oldest in Africa and one of the oldest in the world. Before the 1952 Egyptian Revolution, Egypt had only one diplomatic mission in Africa, which was in Ethiopia. Your Excellency, as an Ethiopian citizen and an influential politician, how do you evaluate Ethiopian-Egyptian relations today?
As you mentioned, the Ethio-Egyptian relation is long back, before the modern statehood created in this area, and all civilizations are connected. The pyramid, the Pharaoh pyramid was Aksumite kingdom and others. And nowadays, in modern era, the two countries have a strong relationship, culture, and tradition, history, and of course we share one river. So our relation is deep-rooted, extremely deep-rooted. But according to my evaluation, we are not using this deep-rooted relationship to our benefits, to benefit to the Egyptian people and the Ethiopian people, both sides. For the more than 100 years, we're focusing on our internal problem, to solve our internal problem. So we are not that much connected. We are naturally connected, traditionally connected, culturally connected, but we are not benefited from this connection. Nowadays, we are started to think. I know during the Emperor Haile Selassie and the Gamal Abdel Nasser, those two leaders had a good relation. And also they were the good leader of Africa in this area, not only for the region, not only for their for the two countries. They were leading Africa, and they were coming together. They were moving together. After that, as I mentioned, there was interruption, not because of the problem between Egypt and Ethiopia, because of our problem, internal problem. So early after 1991, after we conclude our internal problems, especially our civil war, and we overthrow the dictatorial communist regime from Ethiopia, we were thinking again. So maybe after now on, we'll benefit each other. We need each other, and we work each other because we know each other. Traditionally, we are linked, as I said. Naturally, we are linked. So more than any country, we benefit each other.
You headed an Ethiopian Public Diplomacy Delegation comprising 66 members that visited Egypt in December 2014. How successful was your 4-day trip to Cairo?
When we are coming here, we're very sure we can explain our intention to the Egyptian people. The Egyptian people understand us, and we can hear their concern from their mouths. That was our plan. and our plan was succeeded. We understood one thing. They are not objecting the development of Ethiopia. That is very important for us and important for our society, because the media from different areas says Egyptians are not want the development of Ethiopia. This is a message go to Ethiopian people. So always Ethiopians or those Egyptians are not want to develop Ethiopia, just want to seize the poor country. But this is false. Actually, we politicians are not, the Egyptians are not object our development.
Actually, President Sisi has repeated this and reiterated this many times.
Yeah.
And you met actually President Sisi.
Yes, at the end we met His Excellency President. He made it clear. The Egyptian people and the Egyptian government will be the supporter of the Ethiopian development. On the other side, we share the Egyptian concern, because Egyptians are 90 million people. They are living in 5% of the land which is on the Nile River. Everything depends on the Nile. We know before we come this fact. And also when the Excellency President and others explained about this problem, we more understand about the issue. So we share the concern. We share the concern, and also we have no intention to harm our Egyptian brothers and sisters, not for a day, for a second.
Will the visit of the Ethiopian Public Diplomacy Delegation to Cairo help in shaping the agenda of the Ethiopian Parliament? How much impact will the visit of the Ethiopian Public Diplomacy Delegation have on the Ethiopian government? And I'm addressing you now not just as Parliament Speaker, but also as former Minister of National Defense of Ethiopia and former Chief of Intelligence.
Of course, yes. First of all, we need confidence from Egyptian side. If there is a confidence,
building trust.
Building trust, yeah. Building trust. If we build trust, the Egyptians are build trust on Ethiopians, it will be good to open discussion between two governments and two peoples. If there is unfair things, you don't hear any third party, you can come together as a brothers, you can discuss, please, this is not. You can agree on the good side for both. That came from the trust. I wanted to tell you one thing, what the Pope said on...
Pope Tawadros.
Yes, on his gift. He prepared a lot of gifts for every delegation.
For every member of the delegation?
Every member of the delegation.
Really?
Yes.
66 gifts?
Yes. One said, love it never die. So if there is a love, a trust between us, never die. Everything will be solved. Everything will be solved. So from our side, when we are coming, when we are preparing a public diplomacy, the government to government are already started discussion. His Excellency President Sisi and our Prime Minister Haile Mariam met 2 times in New York and Malabo. We are very grateful for His Excellency President. He's opened the door for discussion. And also there is a technical committee which is working on this issue. The result will be positive. From the people side, we want to express our willingness because in our constitution, the government come out from the people, not government from the people from the government. So if the people is agreed and understand, he shape the government.
So how long do you need to build this trust? I mean, like now, I mean, when you're going back, I mean, what the parliament, will it affect in any way the agenda of the parliament, this visit, or you need to build more trust?
No, yeah, from our side, this not only a parliament, from all sides. The first thing, we explain to Ethiopian people all the issues. We explain to the Prime Minister, to our President, to the Ethiopian people through media, how we convey our message, what's the concern of the Egyptian people. As I told you, the first thing, not only from this side, it needs a trust from Ethiopian people on Egyptians. The Egyptians have nothing on the development of Ethiopia. Rather, they are ready to support our development. This is the source of confidence. This is the source of trust. We hear from the president. We hear from the religious leaders. We hear from those career diplomats. So we have to tell. This is the source of trust and confidence. Again, we tell to the Ethiopian people the concern of the Egyptians. We know this is spoken by our Prime Minister, the late Prime Minister and the current Prime Minister so many times. But we are here, we hear from the mouth of the horse. So we go in details. So this is, I think this mission, this delegation, and the report we give to the Ethiopian people and our leaders will take the issue forward.
A very important thing happened while Egyptians were busy with their own revolution. Ethiopia announced in April 2011 that it intended to build the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. The construction is progressing in spite of the fact that the studies on the impacts of the dam have not been finalized. What message would you like to convey to the Egyptian people and government about the Renaissance Dam that has caused tensions between Ethiopia and Egypt?
It is a coincidence. We are not, the Ethiopian government not plan with Egyptian revolution. We don't have any information about internal movement. It is a coincidence. We are sorry for that. It's a coincidence.
To what extent will Ethiopia be committed and abide by the recommendations of the international consulting firm decided on by Ethiopia, Egypt, and Sudan to study the impacts of the Renaissance Dam? If the firm finds out that the Renaissance Dam will have detrimental repercussions on Egypt, will Ethiopia abide by the recommendations of the firm?
We are confident. It is not harmful for Egyptian people. It is not hurting Egyptian people.
And if it was found out that there will be harmful repercussions on Egypt, then you will be committed to the findings?
Yes.
In reaction to your visit, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has expressed readiness to visit the Ethiopian parliament and address the Ethiopian people through their own parliament. His message will probably be that it is the right of the Ethiopian people to develop, and it is the right of the Egyptian people to protect and secure their water interests in the Nile River to be able to live.
It is the first time if His Excellency President came and addressed directly the Ethiopian people through the parliament. It is a breakthrough.
Really?
Yes, for our relationship, for our negotiation, for our everything. Because we are not enemies. Why we are sit far away? It's good to talk our interests. So if you know our interests, both sides, and we can narrow our differences. And this is not only the issue of the government. It's the issue of the Egyptian people. It's the issue of the Ethiopian people. So if the president came and address the parliament, and through the parliament to the Ethiopian people, we are very glad.
Your Excellency, Aba-dula Gemeda, Speaker of the House of People's Representatives of Ethiopia, thank you so much for joining Egyptian television. It has been interesting talking to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me to explain about Ethiopian public diplomacy and about Ethiopian view about the relationship with Egyptian people.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.